Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaka Amano and I'm an etiquette and lifestyle educator. Before we start this video, I just wanted to remind you guys that I have a baby, and right now we're going through a bit of separation anxiety. So he tends to get worked up when I'm dressed up, have makeup on. He just feels like I'm about to go out, and that just gets him upset. So if you hear him wailing, he's fine. We're all fine. He's just expressing himself, okay? But it's time for him to go take a nap. So Nana, say bye. Say bye. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Good job. Oh, you said bye. Say bye. Good job. Okay. Okay. Ay. Whew. Okay. Welcome back, Popper. Okay, so today we're going to be doing another kind of a non-sit down talk through type video, because I received quite a number of messages from you guys saying that you enjoyed the charcuterie video, you enjoy videos where I kind of show you guys how to do some stuff. And I thought, okay, I'll try to do more of those, even though they're not easy. I'll just do my best to do those once in a while. And today I wanted to show you guys, well, bring you guys in on what I'm doing today. I wanted to make a little care package for my sisters, and I just thought, why not film it and make a topic out of it? First off, what is a care package? A care package is a collection of useful items, useful and pleasurable items that are sent to another person as a gift. Okay, so the key words are useful and pleasurable. The idea is that you're showing this person how much they mean to you by curating things or putting together things or experiences that you want them to enjoy, because you think that they're going to be useful to them and that they are going to enjoy it. Now, this might not seem different from any other type of gift, but it is actually different in the sense that you are putting a lot of things into consideration that we're going to talk about soon. But I just want you to know that a care package is not necessarily a conventional type of gift, okay? Today I was going to put together a little care package for my sisters, like I mentioned earlier, and I thought to film it to show you guys how to do one. But before I actually start doing that, before I start actually putting it together, I wanted to break down how it is done so that you kind of get an idea, because what we're doing today is just assembling the things that I have actually gotten. But the process of putting together a care package doesn't start from assembling, okay? It starts way before then. It starts from the planning process. So let me break everything down. How do you put together a care package? When putting together a care package, the first thing you need to do is to know who your receiver is. Yes, I say know who your receiver is because it's not every time that the receiver of your care package is someone that you know pretty well. Sometimes you could be asked by work to put together a care package or a hamper. Some people tend to call them hampers. I would differentiate between a hamper and a care package soon. But yeah, sometimes your office could ask you to put together a care package for, I don't know, a client or your boss or someone else, maybe a colleague, or your family members could ask you to do that for someone who is visiting from out of town and you don't really know this person, you don't know what they like. So it is important to know who your receiver is. How do you know who your receiver is? You should know the type of things that they like. You should know their current state in life. You should know why you're giving them a care package. For instance, is it their birthday? Is it their anniversary? Is it I don't know, did they get a promotion? I don't know, are they being sent forth to another office or something? It could be anything. Knowing who your receiver is means finding out those useful information about who your receiver is and the things that they like. These things will help you to put together the perfect care package for them, okay? The second thing about putting together a care package is to keep it as personalized as possible. This means that, you already know your receiver. Now get them things that you know that will be useful and pleasurable to them. Remember, these two words are key when you are putting together a care package: useful and pleasurable. So you have to keep it personalized, keeping those keywords in mind. The third tip that I would like to give is to pick a theme. It's nice to pick a theme because then your care package doesn't just seem all over the place. It seems more well thought out and thought through. You don't just look like you walked into a store and just put everything together in your card and just came home and put it in a care package and just sent it to them. It's nicer when you have a theme. That way you're more intentional about what you're purchasing and how you're putting them together and all those nice things, okay? Now, I would also want to add that your theme should be influenced by the information that you have received about this person. Going back to the example that I gave about your colleague being promoted to a new position, your care package theme could be centered on that. You could try to pick items that they would find useful in their new position. For instance, you could decide to print business cards with their new positions in it, or you could get them, I don't know, a new briefcase, new stationery, things like that. Another example is a lady who just had a baby. You could decide to put together a care package that reflects, this theme. It could be things that she would need postpartum, or it could be things that the baby would need. Although I would advise that if it's the case, it's nicer to balance it out and make sure that you include as much things for the new mom in terms of things that she would need as a new mom and things for the baby. So don't just go overboard with things for the baby and ignore the mother. It kind of doesn't feel nice. Speaking as someone who has been in that position, it's nice when people actually also think about you, okay? Now, even if there's nothing significant that is happening in the person's life and you just want to give them a care package just because, as is the case in my situation right now, you could put together a theme based off the things that they like, things that that they enjoy. For instance, someone who enjoys gardening, you could put together a few seeds here and there, of things that that they would enjoy planting. You could also just put nice, elegant gardening tools. Just think and ensure that the things that you put together are things that they would ordinarily not go out of their way to get, but would enjoy having. That's what makes the difference. Don't buy them things they already have or things that they already thought to get. Buy them things that they would enjoy but don't necessarily need. Buy them things that they don't necessarily go out of their way to get for themselves. That's why it's a gift. Now, after you've picked your theme, the next thing would be to pick the size of your care package. I know this might seem like it's not the next step, but it really is, because you need to think about how many items you would want to put in your care package. That way, you have an idea the number of gifts that you're getting, and that way the size of box or the size of container that you want your care package to be in. Okay, so some people buy the boxes or the containers before they actually go shopping, but I think it should be the other way around. I think you should know the amount of things that you can afford to give them or that you want to give them, then pick the items and then get your container. Obviously, after you've picked the size or the quantity of items that you want to give, the next thing would be to actually pick your items. This is where the work is really. This and picking a theme I think the two of them could be, this is probably harder because you could actually have a theme in mind, but sourcing items might be a bit difficult. This does not apply to the care package that I'm assembling today because it's super easy. Everything that I got, well, I don't know, they're not hard to source, but this will be hard if what you want to get them are things that are not readily available, especially since you want to get them things that they would ordinarily not get for themselves on a normal day. And then after you have sourced your items, the next thing would be to pick a container. In terms of picking containers, really you cannot go wrong. This is where I want to point out what a hamper is. A hamper is actually the basket in which your care package items are put in. Okay, so a hamper specifically refers to a wicker basket or something that looks like that. But in this day and time, people don't refer to just those wicker baskets as a hamper. So it could be anything. It could be a box, it could be a wooden crate, it could be a wicker crate, it could be a bucket, you know, some of those really nice rustic buckets. It could be anything really, as long as it looks good, like your final presentation looks nice, then you could pick any container really. Now, after you've picked your container, it's a no-brainer that the next thing will be to assemble your care package items, like the gifts that you have gotten. I would just want to say that in this stage, you want to try to put a bit of infuse a bit of aesthetics into your assembling. It's also nice to, you know, just have an eye out for detail. That's what actually makes a care package really fun to receive. If someone just gives you care package items in, I don't know, a cellophane bag or in a brown paper bag, it doesn't feel as nice. It doesn't feel as thought through as when they have actually assembled these items in a nice container, you know, just put a bow here or some ribbons there or wrapped it up in a nice wrapping paper. Just these things just put that extra touch of thoughtfulness into your care package. The next step is one that I actually get pain that people tend to neglect. This is to include your note. I don't know how people decide to send people a care package and don't put a note in it or a card, a written card. I think that it just isn't elegant to do so. I think that the fact that you actually sat down to write the person that you're sending this gift or this care package a note makes all the difference, because then they know that this was something that you actually thought through. This was something that you put together yourself. Even if you didn't put it together yourself, you actually know the things that went into that package, because people can actually contract, I don't know, someone else to put together a care package, and then they don't know what is inside the package that they have picked. This usually happens when, you know, maybe the vendor has different packages based off pricing, and then you just pick the price that you can work with, and then they just put together a gift package for you. You don't even know the things that are in the gift package. You don't know if there are things that the person you're putting it together for will enjoy. But when you actually pay attention into every single detail that has gone into putting this care package together, it makes the person receiving it feel all the more special, because they feel that, you know, that you put a lot of effort into it. And at the end of the day, it's the effort that actually counts for most people. Well, the effort and the gift, but more the effort. It's the effort that is touching, okay? So put effort into your gift giving by always accompanying your gift with a note or a handwritten card, or even just any other type of card. It could be typewritten, but like I said in the video about stationery, handwritten correspondence is always very much more cherished than typewritten ones, okay? Now, after you have actually written your note, then you can seal your care package and send. You would think that those steps are the easiest, but I just want to point out that when you're sending your care package, it is important to ensure that it gets to them in the state in which you want it to get to them. So if you're sending it via courier, you need to tell them to be very careful. If it contains fragile items, then you should tag it fragile. If it includes something that gets affected by the weather, for instance, something that would melt if it stays out in the sun for too long, or something that will freeze if it stays out in the snow for too long, where I'm in Nigeria, so it doesn't snow here, so thankfully. But yeah, you get the point. If it's something that gets affected by the weather, you need to put that into consideration and find ways to protect your care package, just to ensure that it gets to the person that is receiving it in the condition that you want it to get to them, okay? Trust me when I say that these little things matter. Okay, now that I'm done telling you all about how to put together a care package, I think it's time for me to show you how I'm putting together the one that I want to put together, okay? Okay, ladies, let's get down to business. So the theme that I'm working with is food, snacks, just edibles, okay? Now my sisters and I, well, one of my sisters and myself, we tend to go shopping sometimes, like grocery shopping together sometimes. And one of the times that we went shopping, I don't remember if it was one of the times or if we were just chatting and I mentioned that I wanted lasagna noodles and she mentioned that she wanted them too. And I had actually been looking for lasagna noodles for ages before I actually mentioned it to her. And so I just happened across it one other time that I went shopping without her, and I had gotten some for myself, but then I knew that I couldn't just get for myself and not get for her because she would literally kill me. But I thought, okay, let me just get her some lasagna noodles as well. But then in the process of doing that, I just figured, why not just get her a bunch of other stuff, get them a bunch of other stuff that they would enjoy. My sister claims that she doesn't enjoy cooking, but she actually does put in a lot of effort into her cooking. And sometimes it could be hard to make some recipes here in Nigeria because we don't have some of the ingredients readily available. And even when we do, they're super pricey. Then my other sister also enjoys, well, that one enjoys snacking. So I decided to make just a tiny care package for them where I infuse things just a few things that I know that they would both enjoy. So that's what this is about. These are all the items that I'm including in the care package. As you can see, it's not much. So what I'm going to do next is to pick my packaging. I haven't decided on which one. Well, before now, I didn't know which one I was going to use. So I just decided to show you guys the different containers that you can work with. So this is a wooden container. It's like a wooden, it's not a crate, it's just like a wooden box without a lid. So this would be really nice to work with. I also kind of wanted to mention that a lot of these boxes and containers that I have here are not things that I have actually gone out of my way to buy. I'm a firm believer in repurposing and recycling things that you have in your home or things that you receive. So most of these items are things that, well, containers that I have actually received packaging in and I have just kept them over time so that when I need them, they would always come in handy. And trust me, they always tend to. This is a white box with a lid. This could work if you want to give a closed gift. Unfortunately, this wouldn't fit in everything that I want to put in it, and even if it did, it could squash some of them, so I'm not going to be using this. My next option is a wicker basket, and I think I'm going to go with a wicker basket actually. which is why I brought different sizes. I don't know which size yet to use. Definitely not this little one. So I'm just going to start with, I think it's just safer to start with the big one. And if it's too big, then I could try to fit it into the small one. So the first thing that I'm going to be adding to my care package is the lasagna noodles. I only got one for her. And like I said, you need to put thought into the assembling of your care package. Luckily, this fits right here in this corner. That's actually locked because I haven't actually tried them out. Then I'm going to just try to put things that I feel like, the way that I'm going to pack this, I'm going to pack things that I feel that might squash and buffer them with things that are more cushiony and won't squash them. So I have here a box of tricolor quinoa, and I'm not sure, I think it would serve as a buffer for me. And then I have a tiny box of Ferrero Rocher chocolate. So that could work like so. This is a box of shortbread rounds. This is salted caramel. So I don't know. So far, this thing is actually fitting in like I kind of planned it, but I didn't. But I also wanted to look a bit creative, so I don't know. Let me just put things in, then I can move them around as I please. This is a pack of croutons, and I'm just going to wedge it in there. I've got two things, well, I've got a number of things that actually could break, and I'm feeling that they should actually go in so that, you know, they get wedged in. So I'm just going to take this out. So here is a jar of pizza sauce. My sister likes to make pizza, homemade pizza. And this is a jar of apricot conserve. I actually tried this I tried it for the first time in my charcuterie video, and I enjoyed it, so I'm pretty sure she would love it as well. So yeah, I've put those in. Then next are these tiny bottles. This is a Moscato, and this is a sweet rosé. This is for my immediate elder sister because I know that she likes sweet wine. Well, they're both sweet, so. Okay, so now that I've wedged these in, I can find a way to put the others into it. I'm not scared of my package having a bit of height, to be honest. I'm really not scared of that at all. So, yeah. So I think that I would So I'm kind of forcing this in because they're croutons and they really don't break that easily. So hopefully, aha, nice. Then this is a pack of honey roasted almonds. That's that. I feel like this space is kind of empty. I don't know if you can see, but so far this is what it looks like. I feel like I need to put something else here to kind of wedge this area. I already put in some, this is an unused pack of green tea. I already put in some cold infused tea, which I'm sure my sister would enjoy. But I feel like I need to put something in here, you know, just so that it doesn't look so empty. This won't work. Oh, look at that. It worked. Yeah, it has more height than I would have liked, but that's not too much of a problem because I want to use some fabric, like a mesh fabric, and then, you know, just tie it up with a ribbon. So the next thing would be to put in my note, and I'll be right back, okay? So I've just written my note. I wrote it in a fold over note. If you want to know more about stationery, I have a video on stationery which I'll be linking somewhere right here or here, I'm not sure. I'll be linking it to this video and you can watch that video right after this one. So I'm just going to put it in its envelope and add some final touches with my seal and wax. I'm just going to use this candle stand. Just don't mind me, I'm being extra. I could have just used the tea light candles that came with my seal set, but you know me. Sorry, forgot to grab my wax. So here's the note all done and sealed. I'm just going to place that right in the center. Now ladies, like I mentioned before, the last step is to seal and send your package. Now this is where I get nervous because I'm not too good at sealing and wrapping gifts, but I'll do my best. I figured out like a foolproof way to do it is to actually just go with these mesh fabrics. I have just about a couple of them, 3 of them actually. I tend to buy and keep and save the ones that, you know, people get me gifts in. Same thing with ribbons. I don't think I've actually ever bought a ribbon in, for as long as I can remember, all the ribbons that I own are, you know, the ones that I repurpose from other gifts, and I just iron them and they look as good as new. You know what? I decided to go with the gray instead. I feel like the blue might be a bit too small to go around this and have some left. So I'll just work with the gray. So you just want to ensure that the 2 ends kind of meet. So if they don't meet, then you need to turn it the other way. Just be sure that they meet. And then you need to have some extra material on the 2 ends so that there's something to hold onto, right? Okay, let me see. Okay ladies, so I ran into some issues because it turns out that these ends are a bit too short, but that's okay because they actually do meet. The ends on the sides, I mean, they actually do meet each other. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to staple them together with this tiny stapler. Okay, now I'm just going to, oh, hold on. So I'm just going to cut the ribbons a little bit. You have to be careful with this part so that you actually get a neat cut. They don't have to be so even, but it'll be nice if they are. Okay? Then the last thing will be to chop off the excess fabric. That would make all the difference. Okay, so just hold it together and chop. Try to chop at a length where, you know, you're okay with what you have left, because it's going to form like a tuft. And then you can spread that tuft just a little bit and voila, you have a nice little care package. It doesn't look like much from the camera, as you can see, but you know, it's not bad. So here's the finished result. It obviously doesn't look expertly done, but it also does look like a lot of effort was put into it, and that's just the idea. You don't have to be so good at putting these things together and, you know, so good at gift wrapping, but you know, someone who knows that you did it yourself would actually even appreciate it all the more, because then they would see how much effort went into it. I hope that my sisters watch this video and see me fumbling. And I hope that it makes them happy. That's my ultimate goal, actually, just to make them smile, okay? I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching me fumble and struggle. And I hope that you learned something. If you did, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and also share with someone who you know would enjoy this type of content, and let me know if you did enjoy this content in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.